Hi, everybody. We're doing a live. Let's see who's all here. We've got Lily. Hi, Lily.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, BB.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing good. So, you guys, why we're doing a live is because we have this statement, don't sign, don't issue. And that came from Wiegert, but it's when he says it.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Oh, I've got my echo going. Hold on. So, you got your time. Okay.
I thought it was me for a second.
It was you. It was a recording of you.
No, I thought it was mine, but I did turn down the volume.
Oh, all right, guys. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump all the way back to where we were talking about that stuff because we're still in the same conversation, but there's more to it. So this is part 2, but we're going to kind of go back and summarize and remember a little bit because it's all one big thing. So the first thing that happens is they go to Brendan's school in the Mishkat school, and they tell him that his mother
got permission.
Okay, yep, got permission, take him out of school. They put him in a squad car, and then they take him to the Mishkat Fire Department, and they interview him. Now, at this time, they won't let Barb come in the room. Now, according to Barb, her statement is that they said that Brendan was going to be speaking of something that was so graphic that she wouldn't want to listen to it. And she agreed. That came from Barb. So after they take him and they interview him there, they start asking him about the pants. And they want to go back and get these pants that have bleach on them. And they're like, well, is anybody at your house, Brendan? And he's like, no. Was your house locked? No. Okay. Well, can we go there? And remember, they keep asking him for permission. You got to speak up so that they get it on tape that a minor has given them permission to enter the home.
Which Barb's house.
At Barb's house. Seems like illegal search and siege to me because they pick up evidence. They pick up Brendan's pants. But let's get into why we're talking about it today. So I'm on page 531 of the CASO, and they come out of Brendan's house. Now, Wiegert made the comment he could not go in with Fassbender and Brendan in the house because he needed to make a call. But his calls are recorded on here when he gets called, and he doesn't get one according to the CASO report. So the question is, what is Wiegert doing for the 5 minutes when Fassbender and Brendan are in the house together? What's Wiegert really up to? Because he makes this call. Remember, as they come out. Well, we'll back up. Wiegert, we're out at Brendan's at 10:18 a.m. Brendan and I and Tom will go in and get those jeans. Is that okay? Brendan, yeah. Wiegert, okay. Wiegert, okay. We're out at Brendan's residence. He did give us the jeans, 10:21 a.m. Sorry, but I got to narrate for the silly machine here. Brendan, yeah. Wiegert, you know how it is. Fassbender. Jeans were located in the kitchen area at the kitchen table area. Now here's where we talked about this already on part 1. Wiegert, apparently on the phone. Hey, Wendy, it's Mark. Can you go by John? He's not answering his cell phone. I left him a voicemail, an important voicemail. It describes everything on there. I can't talk about it right now, but pauses. Okay, as soon as back, because we got that stuff. You guys don't need to pick up those jeans. We got them up. Yeah, at Brendan's house. Brendan gave us permission to go get them. He's right with us now. So, I pretty much got everything on his voicemail. Tell him to listen to his cell phone voicemail. And if you guys got any questions, call me back. Thank you. Next thing Wiegert says, what's the quickest way to Manitowoc from here? Why? Where did they go? They go to the Manitowoc County Sheriff's Department where they meet Sheriff and the narcotics investigator, Rimiker. So let's go ahead and see. Where was it that? Here. So they're on their way to Manitowoc County. I am on page 535 of the CASO. Wiegert says, and he's apparently on the telephone conversation. It says, "Hi, This is Mark. Yeah, within 10 minutes. Yep, we're just coming in on B. All right, bye. Fassbender. Who was that? Page 536. Wiegert, Detective Remaker. Fassbender. Now he's available. Where the hell was he? Why do they need the narcotics investigator with that stuff? So when they arrive there at the Manitowoc County Sheriff's Department, Wiegert says, when he's asked, are you here for the meeting? He says, no, actually, no, I'm here for Detective Remaker. He's waiting for me now, right? Then he gets pushy and he's like, down here on the bottom, 537. Wiegert, I'm sorry. Let me just scoot through. There you go. There you go. He's in a hurry. He has something to say or something to share, right? Remaker, good. Come on in. Dave Remaker is a narcotics investigator. So, with this all in mind, I'm going to scroll. I was just going to jump through it, but I'm going to scroll how long they interview. Now, they've got him at the Michigan Fire Department. They take him to his house, Brendan, to his house. So a couple hours have gone by already of investigation or interrogation. And now they've taken him to Manitowoc County Sheriff's Department. As you can see, I'll just continue to scroll as they interrogate. Now, we're scrolling pretty dang fast. This is Brendan getting asked question after question after question and being fed information. And yeah, it's a long scroll, isn't it? I'll be honest. There's no way any of us can even imagine what it's like to have the Reed's technique used on us. Okay, we're getting there. We're looking for 595. So here we go. So we're jumping way ahead compared to the CASO read, but it's what's said here.
And it's still the same day.
Same day, same interrogation. We just got done getting Brendan out of school. We've taken him to the fire department. We've taken him to his house. And now we are at the Manitowoc County Sheriff's Department. And we're in the middle of this interrogation on Brendan. Now they got Barb out there sitting by someone else. And I believe it's Bill Tyson. Don't quote me, but I think it's Bill Tyson that is actually monitoring Barb. Now, Wiegert says he wanted you to what, Brendan? Go in the garage and help him move the Jeep down into the pit. Wiegert, okay. So she's there burning. What do you put on top of her? Or do you put something on top of her in the fire? Brendan, just the branches and the tires. I'm hearing some big background noise, ladies. Wiegert, branches and tires. Let's go back a few minutes. Where did you get the gun from? Or where did Stephen get the gun from? Brendan, from out of his room. Wiegert, of his what room? Brendan, the bedroom. Wiegert, where does he get the shells from? Do you know? Brendan shakes his head no. Wiegert, okay, and which gun was it? Brendan, the 22. Wiegert, okay. Fassbender, okay, Brendan, I think you're doing a real good job up to this point of coming forward and stuff. But you bring her up to the house, and you said that after you put her on the fire, then you wanted to help get the car out of the garage and stuff. Brendan nods yes. Again, we know that some things happen in the garage and in the car. We know that. We need you to tell us about this so that we can tell you're telling us the truth. I'm not going to tell you what to say. You need to tell us, Brendan, that he was going to put, now, pause right there. Listen to what Wiegert says. Do not sign it. Do not serve it. Who's he talking to? An earpiece? Who's he talking to? Do not sign it. Do not serve it, he says. Brendan continues. He was going to put her in the back of the Jeep. Now go to page 596. Wiegert repeats himself. Do not sign it. Do not serve it, Brendan. And we're going to take her down to the pit and throw her in the water. Fassbender, okay. Brendan, he came up with burning her, so he set her back on the floor, and then that's when he threw her in the fire. Fassbender, okay, now let's back up. Pay attention to this. So Mark can hear this too. Wasn't Wiegert in the room? Why would we have to back up if the two men are sitting right there and Brendan's telling them so that Mark could hear it too? Let's continue. Fassbender said, you bring her out to the house. You took her in the garage. Brendan nods yes. Hear what he says. Tell me what happened again so Mark can hear this. Where was Mark? Has he got a little earpiece he's talking to? Because what does he mean by do not sign it, do not serve it?
Yeah, he obviously isn't talking about anything to do with what's going on in that room.
No, clearly not.
What's interesting is he can't be talking about a search warrant because only a judge can issue that, and he's not going to have control of what the judge does. And he's certainly not going to be telling the judge not to serve it because the judge doesn't serve it. So who signs an arrest warrant? The sheriff. Who said hello to us? Wiegert said, hello, sheriff. So the sheriff's there. Who's he talking to? He's talking to the sheriff of Manitowoc County. I'd bet you $100 on that one. And so whose arrest? Now, let's back up and see what's happened in this little time frame. We got the idea that they've got Brendan acknowledging that he was there for the whole event. We've got Barb held in the other room. We got Wiegert picking up that stuff on what I would guess would be an illegal search and siege of that stuff. Heading right to the narcotics guy. So now, you guys, what we're going to try, and we're going to have to test it to see if you guys can hear it. I've recorded the call where Barb and Scott are talking to Stephen recently. We're talking about Fox Hill, where Brendan's being interrogated. We're talking about the whole thing. So I'll play a little bit. It'll get better. The volume.
You know fucking better than it wouldn't be my fucking kids. Or Scott. How do I know that? I don't know him. And I don't know nobody.
Okay, I'm going to pause it. Let's go back. I'm going to see if I can turn it up any louder. If not, we'll have to provide you the link. No, I'm up to maximum there, and I'm up to maximum there. So I'm going to come back and see if you guys can actually hear it. Hi, everybody. Can you guys actually hear that recording at all? I know it's recorded low, and it does get louder, but I want to make sure that you're even getting to be able to hear it at all. Hi, everybody. Hi, Bella, Sammy, Paula, Andrew, David. Yes, you can hear it? Awesome. Okay, here we go. We're going to go back. Now, I want you to remember, Steve's talking about the same thing we are. He's talking about Brendan being held at the Fox, what's it called? Fox Hill Resort. And when they check him into Fox Hill Resort, which is later after he's going to go. So what happens is he goes from the school. They take Brendan out of school. They take him to the Mishcot Fire Department, get permission from Brendan that nobody's home, the doors are unlocked, that they can go to the property and claim these pants, which are going to be used in evidence against Brendan, which it doesn't work, but that's why they collect them. Wiegert says he's got to make a call, doesn't make a call, is outside for about 5 minutes. What's he do on the property that he's not supposed to be on? Then he gets on a call and says he got that stuff to the narcotics investigator, Dave Remiker. Then they hightail it with Brendan over to Manitowoc County at the sheriff's department, say hello to the sheriff, and then Wiegert slips between the crowd to give Remiker that stuff, I imagine, or to tell him that stuff's in place. So what are they planting? Because all of a sudden now, Wiegert's telling what apparently is the sheriff, or a message to the sheriff, to not sign and not serve. So what do you guys think? What do you think, Lily? What do you think is going on with all this?
I think that basically if Brendan did not say what they wanted him to say, law enforcement they were gonna go after the family. I think they had planted stuff at the house. Or if the family was already in the business, they found stuff, either way, something was going to be used against the family to get Brendan to say what they wanted him to say.
Right.
That Stephen hurt this person.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's go ahead. They said they could hear it, so I'm going to go ahead and play it. And we'll listen to this.
Well, so do I.
Did I shut it off by changing? Hold on, let me go back and restart it for you guys. Sorry about that.
I just want to get down to the truth, see who did it. Well, so do I. But you should know fucking better that it wasn't me.
Sorry, guys. I just decided to screen share so that you can see what we're doing here. Let me get that going, and that'll make it even clearer for you.
I just want to get out to the truth, see who did it. Well, so do I. But you should know fucking better that it wasn't me. My fucking kids. Or Scott. Well, how do I know that? I don't know him, and I don't know nobody. I know they got a member, that's all I know. Who does? I don't want me to put it over the phone, do you? Well, I got a member right now. That ain't my problem. I asked you the guy to do everything for me, and I said, I asked you to do something. You never did. What was he supposed to do? I didn't. When they arrested you and everything else, you could have brought all that shit out. But you didn't want to. I didn't. I did 2 hours. It's some of this documentary that's bringing shit out where you guys realize. Otherwise, right at the first sight, he's blaming me. And he should have known better. The first time when they happened to me. But no. You just don't get it, do you? No, you don't know how badly we were pressured. Oh, you got a mouth, don't you? Huh? You got a mouth. You can put it out there. You got the internet. You got everything. Oh, no. Oh, go ahead. Search the house. We'll go to Michigan. You know, whatever they said, you did. When you went to box. No, I didn't. Why would you stay in the house then? Huh? Why would you stay in the house then? Why would you go to the box place if I failed? I had no choice. You had no choice. You are the one. If I would have left Box Hills, they would have arrested me. For what? That's what they told me. Well, I don't know anything. If that's right, you'll get away with it. That's all out there already. Well, I don't see that. That's been out there. Well, I don't see it. I don't see that in the documentary. You didn't go watch the documentary. I got a printout of the documentary. That's so fucking dull in here. Yeah, I got a copy of it on paper. That woman from the UK package. Yeah. So I know what's on it. That shit ain't on there. Yeah, nobody looked out for me. I think 12 years. Nobody looked out for me either, but we all had to go soon. Yeah. I had family over there ignoring me for fucking 4 years. Well, you took them to that house. You should stay there. It didn't have nothing to do with that. And that was fucking Mark Wiegert's doings. No? That was your guy? Yes.
Okay, other than properly paid attorney calls may be monitored and reported.
Well, you could have told him to get off the property. Well, talk to that fucking little bastard. I want that motherfucker answer some fucking questions. Fuck Stephen Avery. He is a piece of shit. He's been all his fucking life. Rubber Ducky is a fucking loser. Fuck him. All he's doing, the only evidence they got is against him, and he's trying to get out for her to play on somebody else. He's a fucking loser. I wasn't even on that fucking property that day. You goddamn idiot. That's how fucking intelligent you are. You wanted yourself to get out, do something stupid again, you dumb fuck. I can't wait to get out. Get your fucking ass. Fucking motherfucker. I ain't scared of you. Wow. You ruined my fucking life. You ruined my fucking name and stuff. Cocksucker. You fucking jailbird motherfucker. Yeah. I hate the cocksucker. You ruined my fucking life. Yeah. And he's trying to get out of fucking prison. And you ruined mine. What? You ruined mine. Look what you did. First fucking place. And you little fucker, look what you did. What you did. Fucker's all for him and nobody else. Oh, I hate that cocksucker. I hate you too. Everybody hates you.
Isn't that the truth? Nobody can stand Scott Tadych. Okay, let's see what we got going on here.
Except for Barb.
Yeah, she's the only one.
Have you noticed through the whole thing how Steven just always keeps his cool about him? He never flips out. He
Yeah, I do. So, you guys, when Barb is saying that she's under pressure and that they're threatening to arrest her and that she can't leave Fox Hills and that Steven doesn't understand, it sounds to me like it makes sense if we have something, that stuff
That they're holding over her.
holding over her head. And when they finally have Brendan where they want him and they're satisfied, and that's what they get that day. So what they do is they take Brendan. Now you've heard it from the Mishkat school. You've heard it again that they've taken him to his house to get the pants. Wiegert says he's got to make a phone call. He's out there 5 minutes alone at the Dassey residence. In my opinion, they do an illegal search and siege because they take evidence from the house that they're planning on using in trial. And then they take him back to the place of the biggest conflict ever, which is the Manitowoc County Sheriff's Department with the sheriff, not the Calumet Sheriff, but the Manitowoc County Sheriff, and Detective Remaker, which is a narcotics investigator. That stuff is what Wiegert's booking his butt back to get to Remaker for. Now, they're not done, you guys. Now, they gather all this stuff and they gather Barb up out of the waiting room and they gather Brendan and they take him to Fox Hills this night. And this is the night that they're not going to let up until, quote unquote, they say that they're done with their interview, till it's complete, till they got what they want. And Barb's screaming just now at Steven, saying she could not leave. They would have arrested her. What are they going to arrest her for? We don't understand the pressure she's under. What were they doing at Barb Janda's, Barb Tadych's house when she's at work? And how does a minor give permission to the police to search the residence? His name's not on that lease. Not as an adult. You can't even have a child sign for your certified mail or your registered mail. How is that not an illegal search and siege? So let's go over, let me go back over here. Let's see what you guys are saying. First of all, hello, everyone. Yeah, hi, David. A setup, Bella says, setup, pad the case, just like Steven's gun. BS to get the warrants, unconscionable. True. Yeah, they did coerce Brendan. That's not even a joke.
It's not even a question anymore.
Yeah, it's not even. There was absolutely not a piece of physical evidence against Brendan. They didn't use the jeans because there was no DNA from the victim on them. if you're cleaning up somebody's blood and you're using bleach, bleach does not replace the blood. You'll still get blood and bleach splattered on your clothes. They would find DNA on there. And blood doesn't wash out of your clothes the way you think it does. You could wash your shirt 1,000 times. It's still more than likely, if it's a blood stain, is going to have some DNA on it, because they found DNA where it rains and rains and rains. Andrew says hi from the UK. Sorry, Bella. Sorry, the words are kind of jumbled. I haven't quite figured out how to play you guys the audio of something. I'll try to get better at it. I'm not quite sure. I'm not, I'm still just like trying to figure out the electronic part. You heard it, Sammy?
Oh, Ducky, what I told them is that we would put that in Puddle for them to listen to.
Yeah. We can put that in the Puddle.
Yep.
So you guys can do that.
On Discord.
On Discord. Survivor says, this is why I wouldn't even look at Scott if I saw him, let alone talk to him. Ashir said, Scott don't even know Stephen like that. Yeah. How's he get so angry when he doesn't even know him?
Yeah.
Mary,
And how do you ruin his life? And how do you ruin his life if he doesn't even know him?
Leanne, welcome to the chat. And I see you're on Mary. We actually brought you up, Mary. We were like, wonder what time it is by Mary, and if we're doing a live in the middle of the day. Yeah, Kat says, Kat Gamer Girl says, no minor can give permission to enter the house. Yeah, only to vampires. No, seriously, it sounds to me that Barb is honestly being honest this time. She is under some serious pressure. Now, let's take it to that level. Let's say she is being pressured, okay? Let's go ahead with that. Phoebe, how would you feel if your son is in this circumstance and they plant something, we'll just say narcotics, at your home and say to you, hey, you're going to go to prison if you just don't let us have your son? How would you as a mother feel?
Then I'm going to prison.
What would you do?
They're not having my kid. I'd throw myself on the knife. I'd pull a Marty Yang and say, I did it then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did it. I'm not letting my kid go to prison.
It's 10:30 at night by Mary. Well, that's a little better time for you, isn't it, Mary?
Yeah, I'd say lock me up.
Yeah.
I'm not letting my disabled son go down for something.
How do you feel, Lily?
Oh, heavenly days, yeah. I would take the fall hardcore, especially if my girls had nothing to do with it. That's what you that's what you do. You just there's no like even thinking about it. You just take the fall.
Mary says, not having mine. Take me. I did it.
Yep, exactly.
Yep.
David says, however, the law enforcement and media determines your connection can be very detrimental. Also, he said a person's life can be ruined just through association. You don't have to be best friends. Boy, is that true. Not that I want to open a whole can of worms, but Lily actually has a new forum, and Dr. Silkman will too, where you can go on the library and is connected to the library, and there'll be a forum there that talks about some of the other cases, not just the Stephen Avery case, just injustice in general. And so Lily's been doing some research. And Lily, what was the one you were explaining to me when we were in the puddle room about the something like he's only 16?
Well,
in New York.
That one, well, both of the
Cool.
shows, which a lot of them probably already seen, but the Khalif Browder story just ripped right through me. 16 years old, accused of stealing a backpack, and he did 3 years before they dismissed the case.
And did you say most of it was in solitary confinement too?
Yep. and 2 years of that was in solitary confinement. But also, you know, when they see us, the Central Park 5, I'm going to start, you know, talking about that. This forum is only a couple of days old. I'm having to get used to it. I'm a little on the shy side normally, so just if you bear with me, and I'm looking for input, your thoughts and feelings, if you want to make comments, looking to have discussions, and but all these injustices are heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Yep.
We're excited that we're gonna get to hear your voice, but it'll be in words. And I think there are people that relate better to. There are some people that relate better to being able to type rather than just always talk with their voice. Some people are more of a writer than they are, you know, a YouTuber. And I feel that with your shyness, a lot of the times it's hard for you to get your feelings out. But when you write, it's quite clear how you feel. And that'll be great to get your take on all the research that you do. And you're kind of one of those kind of people that likes to, you know, fly around all the nests and see what everybody's working on, and come back and kind of tell us, you know, what the groups are thinking, and, you know, what the biggest current event is. And this will be a platform for that.
Yes. Yep. It is not a politically correct platform, because sometimes the overwhelming frustration that I'm going to have, that meanie head and doo-doo head aren't going to cover.
Yeah.
So I
It's
just
not PG rating. If you do not like
Yeah.
swearing, you may not care for Lily's column.
Right. But it's not going to be all the time.
Well, and you know, it's an open forum, and it's there for those that have aggression built up that need to release it through their voice. You know, and that's what this case does, is it frustrates us, and we all have to find an outlet. So it's not for the faint of heart. It's not for those that are going to be offended lightly. So, Travis Himm says the state of Wisconsin used the real killers to testify against Stephen Avery. Very well could be. Very well could be. Some people do definitely have that view. Gamer Girl says, my kind of place. I don't use politically correct terms at times. Correct. So that's about all for the live right now. We do have some news coming out. We are working currently. Starting tomorrow, we'll be getting ready to release some of the new information in the library. So we'll have a wing open up in the library that's going to be more about the victims themselves, as well as the players in the case. And I have some great news. We know that Dave Pagoda has said that he's going to do a live with us. We're not sure on the time or the date. We have not confirmed and set that in. If he's available for Friday night, then that's what we'll do for our live. However, if he's not, then I can't guarantee you what we'll be doing on the live. It might be about the library itself and the images that we're uploading. One of the things we're adding to the library, which is going to be really neat for those that are really interested in the connection between Christine Rudy's murder and the Teresa Halbach disappearance, is that we have the same MO for the killer. Both individuals were shot. Both individuals were dismembered. Both individuals got burnt. Both individuals had cut marks on their bones. Both individuals had the same anthropologist, which is the bone expert. Both individuals had the same MD, which was Michael Steyer on the autopsy. There's like 13 both scenarios. And so that has us obviously looking at the two cases, and with them being so close together. So they find the first bone, according to the CASO report in the Halbach case, at Michael's Materials Quarry on the 12th, November 12th. And that is the exact day that Christine Rudy was shot. Now, her traveling on the trip that she took them down south and then brought them back up through Wisconsin. We don't know if there happened to be some place where we get a crossover. What I mean is, did the Teresa Halbach individuals cross over to somehow meet up with the Christine Rudy crowd. We don't know. We have no way to know that right now. But those newspaper clippings that we're getting this information from, the Duckies paid for the membership. So we're going to download all these newspapers. You'll be able to see what newspaper, what date it was, their full write-up. Those will be PDFs, and they're going to be uploaded to the library, and those will be available by the end of the week. So that's going to be a huge wing. Like I said, we have Lily's forum coming out. We have Dr. Sookman's to follow after that. And we have Dave Bagoda coming on. So I'm really excited about this week. We aren't going to be doing a MaM this week, and we're not going to be doing a replacement MaM where we do like a Christine Rudy movie, just because we want to focus mainly on the library and getting that ready and so forth. So before I go, girls, ladies, with the situation and narcotics being possibly played into this, has it changed your view at all on this case, Lily?
It connects the dots more, I think. Why are narcotics officers there it's just a murder scene? I've never heard of that.
Well, and first a missing person.
Yeah, exactly. Missing person, narcotic, what? So it makes a lot of the dots connect better.
Yeah. And maybe all that research you did with all the investigators within the Teresa Habach home, and now that we are seeing ties to narcotics in this case, does that make you rethink why they're at the house?
Possibly, it could have something to do with it. And also just the way her roommate and her ex looks so sketchy all the time.
What about when Ryan says he's dropping something off, some stuff
Yeah,
off?
stop. And he doesn't remember what time of day it was, just what she's wearing.
I can't remember what a person's wearing, but I can remember when they stop by if it's night or day.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. You generally know. Let's see. It's light out while I'm driving there, and it's light out when I'm driving back. So I'd say it's daytime, or I had to turn my headlights on. So I guess it was nighttime. Pretty easy, eh?
Yeah. All right, guys. Anything else you guys want to add? Otherwise, we're going to check with the crowd, get a few more comments, and then I think we'll call it good for today. Let's see what we got here. Sammy says, I'm so politically incorrect always.
Well, me too. As you've heard me slip even on YouTube.
Yeah.
Annie said, who is he, please? Are you talking about Scott?
No, I answered that.
Okay.
Dave Bagoda.
Oh, Dave Bagoda.
Yeah, I think.
Oh, we can kind of explain that real quick in the live before we go. Dave Bagoda has quite a connection to this case in the sense that he was a witness to the 1985 rescue of Penny Bernstein. So he also had lived in Manitowoc, and the rest of his story I'll let him share. But he's quite aware of this case. He has his own theories as well as some things to share with us.
He used to be a businessman in Manitowoc. He owned a business in Manitowoc and lived there for a very long time.
Yeah. And he's the first person ever that I watched a video from, and it was back quite a while ago.
Yeah.
I've watched, and I've always thought about how he and Stephen have not changed their stories. So, that's one thing. It's been many, many years that Dave Bagoda has tried to talk about this and bring awareness to this situation, and he hasn't changed his story, and neither has Stephen. That means a lot that over time that it hasn't needed to be changed to fit something, because that usually means it's the truth. So let's see what else. Yeah. Oh, and if you want to continue the investigation, we're doing live Q&A group chat over in the Puddle Discord, and BB has shared that link. Let's see. Trav says, I believe Barbara now knows that her husband and son did the crime. Now she is stuck like she said to her brother, he will have a dead sister. And I'm just seeing if there's any more questions. I try. It's really hard to read all of them, honestly, but I try to grab them. Oh, Mary's been listening to the tapes, the calls between Jody and Stephen, and they're very hard to listen to. I do feel like we're eavesdropping. I feel weird when I listen to them, but I can't help but listen.
There's one clear point in those phone conversations, and that is that Steve is very against drugs being in his house, against anything to do with drugs where he's concerned.
That's true, because he's being told by Jody, right?
Jody wants to have a girl from jail move in with them when they get out.
Right.
Yeah, and she tells him something like, because evidently somebody else must have stayed with him, and Steve must have went through their room. From the sounds of things, maybe even found drugs.
Well, I have to jump in here. It makes sense. He's been in prison for 18 years. He doesn't want to risk going back to prison, and he's quite familiar with how to shake down a room, because they're going to do it to you when you're in prison. So to him, he's just watching his own back, and so he doesn't want anything to do with drugs.
Yeah, now, and Jody says, well, you can't go through her room like you did somebody else's. I don't know if she actually said. It was kind of mumbly. I didn't quite hear it. And he said, well, then she can't have any drugs in my house. There can't be anything here.
Right. So basically, at the end of the call, we're going to go out listening to that. When it ends, we're just going to end the live chat. So I'm going to say bye now, but we're going to play the rest of that call. I just grabbed it from another YouTube for us to hear because it was pertinent to this. So what we're going to do is I'll grab the YouTuber's link, and I'll put their connection in the bottom of mine so that you guys can get on there and listen to that call yourself as well. But I want to thank you all. And at the end of this call, you're going to get to hear where Bobby has told the family, and they're reporting that Teresa Halbach did drive away from the property. So, all right. Love you guys much. And with that, let me go here, and hopefully I can guess where we were. I'll just grab a point. Oh, first I've got to share my desk. There we go.
Well, so do I.
Let me jump it ahead.
I did something to her.
I don't know. I didn't read none of the shit, okay?
Yeah. That's why nobody wants to read none of it and see what I'm under. Any union person was paid to and try to bring out to somebody else. So I was talking with the whole. I'm going to you and Brendan were having cash or something.
Yeah.
With Brian, yeah.
That's just like Mike Wiegert and Wendy Baldwin trying to get me to say that you molested me. How about that one?
Yeah, it said you said it's a different version for him, and I talked to him to see the kinds of it. But you know, the paper says
That he just said that it was a paper set.
Yeah. That's what paper was.
Well, they can switch all that. Yeah.
Well, see, that probably needs to be locked up. How about his mother?
What about his mother?
Yeah.
What about his mother?
Talk about my mother, you try sucker. I'll put you in the body round. Yeah. Fucking bastard. You know. He tries sucker the loser. He's ground there. Yeah, you go the phone out.
Huh?
His mother had to call cops on him.
He never touched his mother. I already asked her all of that.
gonna stop our door.
It needs to stop now.
Again. Yeah, that's why.
Oh,
That's why.
like I said, you will end up with a dead sister because I can't keep this shit before.
Well, then you go out there.
The computer ain't on.
But everything else, you don't need a phone. You go to work.
Yeah. Okay, whatever.
And I'll bet you.
I gotta go. Brendan's calling me.
Hey, I'll bet you.
I gotta go. Brendan's calling me.
Yeah. Okay. Bye.
Bye, you guys. Thank you.